We are here with Rick Meitzler, who is the CEO of Novomatic Americas. Rick, welcome.
Thank you. Thanks for inviting me and getting me out here again.
It's been a long time since we've got a chance, 2 years really, to do an update on your operation. Give us a brief overview on Novomatic Americas.
You know, we're all coming out of the COVID, so to speak, still a little bit in it. 2 years ago was probably one of our finest years. We were really kind of hitting on all strides, and then COVID hit. One of the things we did, I think, as a company, we kept everybody. You know, we did not lay anybody off, and I think that was important because the same team that we started with, we have them today, and we kind of keep it a family. You've been around Novomatic enough with Harold and Professor Groff that it's one of the old style companies where it's a lot of family. So I think from that perspective, we were really lucky on that. And now, we had great months leading up to the COVID, and it took a while to get back, but it's starting to really come back. I mean, we're really seeing a lot more orders, people exciting, wanting to update their floors, and if you look at the numbers in gaming, it's remarkably close to pre-COVID numbers. So,
you know, we love public companies. Essentially, we make our living that way because we're investor-oriented, but you can't beat private companies for being able to be sensitive towards people.
Yeah, and if you look at Professor Groff, I mean, the son's working in the company. He encourages family because he knows the people you're with. If you're good, your family's probably good. And he's really been, and then they treat you like family, which is really something you don't see as much in the corporate world. I started with Bally 44 years ago. That was a family company, even though it was a kind of a corporation. You don't see that in today's corporate world. They're so big now.
Right.
So.
Another thing that's changed is that, in a way, there's been this kind of quiet revolution. You know, every year we have a buzzword. Which cashless is buzzword this year. A couple of years ago, it was skill games. But one of the things that's really happened during all of that time is that the old slot machine company has now become this omni-channel games company. Tell us about how you guys are playing in that space outside of the conventional casino floor.
Yeah, Novomatic, obviously we do a little bit of everything in gaming. And if you look at the COVID, the people that made the money during COVID were the online gaming companies. And that's really kind of taken off. Then you saw the sports betting hit on there. Our Green Tube subsidiary in Europe is the one that really made us money, kind of kept us afloat during COVID. So we're very diversified. I think, we're not only a manufacturer, we're a little different. We actually operate 200-some thousand machines ourselves. So we're our own customer as well. We do sports betting. We do the online with Green Tube. So we try to diversify so if something does happen, we've got it covered on another side. And I think you're seeing more companies do that. The side games, the aristocrats are all kind of going that way. And you talk about the buzzword sports betting is just, if you look at how fast it's come across the U.S. in the last 18 months, it's just, and still growing. We do sports betting kiosk, and that's our hottest seller. Every state seems to be opening up here soon with some type of that. You're seeing real money coming on, so the online assault is coming. It's here. So,
will Novomatic be involved with online in the U.S.?
We're looking at that right now. We do it obviously in Europe, as we do a lot of that. Green Tube does do a lot with their games. In New Jersey, work with Golden Nugget and other companies. So yeah, we're coming into that. I don't think we're going to come on as a sports betting. We're not planning to bring that over yet. We may, but we may be a little late on that one. But the real money, yeah, definitely we're looking at that.
Your sister company is Ainsworth, and Harold Neumann, who was the overall CEO of Novomatic, is now the CEO of Ainsworth, which suggests that Professor Groff is taking that company seriously.
Yeah, I think it's been an interesting transition from Len Ainsworth to Professor Groff, and slowly but surely we're coming a lot closer together. You're starting to see more development side come in from games, cabinets, things like that, and now Harold has come over from our mothership, so to speak, to the Ainsworth head. And that's a big step. It'll be mostly based in the U.S., so you're starting to see that transition a little bit maybe from Australia to the U.S., or the more of the importance be put on the U.S. market as Harold comes over here to do that. So we're excited to see how we continue to grow, because we don't do a lot the same. We're really good synergies because we do street markets, systems, sports betting, and they're pretty much Class 3, Class 2 casinos. So it's a great little feed through to get us together. And I think Harold's going to be the guy that kind of brings it together.
So you cooperate in some ways, but you differentiate in the product line.
Yeah, the one thing we learned, I think, from the Side Games mergers, and you saw the Bally Williams all come together, is, the 1 + 1 didn't equal 2.
Right.
So we kind of always, and it's been the Novomatic way, is to keep everything a little separate, keep the name and keep that style of that company still running. Like Ainsworth has, the great penny Australian math model for Class 3. So don't merge them together. It was never the plan to really merge them together. Slowly we'll blend them together, but they'll keep the two separate entities, I believe.
One of the things that COVID has brought to us, in addition to accelerating technologies and other things, is it has brought to us supply chain disruptions. How has that affected Novomatic, and how are you working through it?
Yeah, as you've seen lots of worldwide shortages of parts, gas prices going up, and truck drivers not being available. We're kind of lucky, because if you look at Novomatic, we're old school. We make everything. We make our own cabinets, we make our own cables, make our own boards. We've really pulled in a lot of parts to where we're not that hard hit, because we can kind of control our own destiny. We're not reliant on others to build the boards and things like that. We build them ourselves. And we have a good supply of parts to make that continue. And so it's going to be less of an effect on us from a manufacturing side. Where it does hit us is, if I send a container from Austria to the U.S., it's that one costs us. We're used to cost maybe $4,000, now $12,000 to $14,000.
Right.
And you can't get them.
Right.
That's the element. So supply chain, even to get things, especially from the Far East, are taking 3-4 times as long. So that's hurting all of us. I think for us, it's a little bit less, just because we're more self-sufficient than most companies.
You see a lot of speculation every single day. If you turn on CNBC, there's 6 different people. They're all asked the same question. So I'll ask you, any prediction as to when things will normalize?
Yeah, you read a lot, and I try not to read them off of Facebook, by the way, but
Right.
You read a lot, and if we continue the way we're going, they think about this time next year, we should be almost back to normal. So now I hope that's true, because that would be nice. It's been almost 2 years now we've been fighting this one. So I'm hopeful for the future, and I think the industry is still moving forward, and slowly but surely the numbers are going down again, but then they pop up again. So hopefully maybe by next summer we'll be back to normal. So
Good. Okay, so we're at G2E again, and you guys have some products I'm sure you want to make sure people do not miss. What are some of your must-sees?
Well, the one we have right now that's probably our hottest seller is the sports betting kiosk. We supply groups such as Canby, which has the Penn Gamings, the Bet Rivers. We also do DraftKings, and there's a couple others we're doing. So we're becoming the leader in that sports betting kiosk arena, which is good. We'll have our new box out there. We have 2 new boxes coming out, and I think we're going to have a lot of excitement from those companies to come and see what's next in the sports betting world. Casino-wise, there's a couple that we really do well. We got a whole new line of games coming out from our Link series. The Ultra Boost is one. We have the Lucky Pat, Lucky Trail, those type of games. And we've put some new twists on that, so we're hoping that takes off. We've done very well on, you mentioned Todd Eilers, we talked about earlier, on the Eilers reports. We're considered a small manufacturer over here, and our games are doing quite well. So we're usually in the top 3-4 in those, and we've got some updates on those. And then street markets is really our markets. You've got the Illinois market, we're still very strong, and we're hoping Pennsylvania, Missouri, and some of the others tend to open up here in the next 12 months. Puerto Rico is hopefully opening this month, so that's another large market and that's the street market, which is a little bit different than the Class 3 casinos.
Right. You mentioned you're considered a small manufacturer here, but obviously Novomatic is a great international conglomerate. Will the size in the U.S. someday approach the size that it is elsewhere?
Oh, we sure hope so. But, as you know, this market here is the most competitive. You go on a floor in a casino in California, there's 26, 27 vendors out there. So it's much more competitive. The regulatory is a lot tougher, but we're a very well-regulated company. So slowly but surely, we're growing. And if you combined us and Ainsworth last year, I think we were number 4 manufacturer in the U.S. So combining those two, we're a formidable company. We're hitting from both sides. So.
Great. Rick, we've covered a lot of territory in a short time. Anything else you would like folks to know about your operation?
We're a small operation. I've got a great little team. It's a family team, and we're continuing to grow. I think if you look at how we handled COVID and how we treat our customers, even coming out of the COVID, we gave our customers price breaks on everything. Get some money coming in, then you pay us. That was using the size of our company. As you mentioned, Novomatic is a well-funded company. So we're out there for our customers. We love this industry. We're passionate about our industry, and we're looking to help anybody we can, so give us a call.
Okay. Rick, very enlightening. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Always great to be here.
Good.